How does battered woman syndrome relate to self-defense? Have you ever wondered how battered woman syndrome connects to self-defense in crime films? This topic is fascinating and complex, especially in courtroom settings. Battered woman syndrome describes the psychological impact of ongoing domestic abuse. It often affects women who have faced repeated violence from a partner. In crime movies, this syndrome plays a crucial role in self-defense arguments during intense courtroom scenes. Self-defense, in legal terms, allows a person to use force to protect themselves from immediate harm. In many crime films, characters argue that their actions were justified because they feared for their lives. Typically, self-defense is about reacting to a sudden threat. However, battered woman syndrome complicates this idea significantly. Victims of long-term abuse may not act during a moment of immediate danger. Instead, they might harm or kill their abuser during a calm period, like when the abuser is asleep. This challenges the traditional view of self-defense, which usually requires an imminent threat. In crime movie courtroom scenes, defense lawyers often use battered woman syndrome to explain why a victim might act outside the typical self-defense timeframe. They argue that the victim's perception of danger is shaped by ongoing abuse. This makes them feel trapped and constantly under threat, even when no violence is occurring at that moment. This argument can help juries understand the victim's mindset and why they might see no other way out. Some crime films dramatize the legal tests involved in these cases. For instance, a lawyer might explain that for self-defense to apply, the defendant must believe it is necessary to use force to save themselves from death or serious harm. This belief must be reasonable given their situation. The defendant also must not have started the confrontation and must not have used more force than necessary. In these films, the use of battered woman syndrome in self-defense arguments often leads to dramatic courtroom confrontations. Prosecutors may argue that the act was premeditated and not true self-defense. Meanwhile, defense attorneys highlight the ongoing abuse and the victim's psychological state. These scenes illustrate the tension between strict legal definitions and the realities of domestic violence. Overall, battered woman syndrome in crime movie courtroom settings expands the concept of self-defense beyond immediate threats. It allows filmmakers to show how the law struggles to address the complexities of long-term abuse and psychological trauma. This makes for compelling drama that resonates with audiences.